Hello, so my name's Pete and these are a set of films about Circus, the greatest show on earth, and what an amazing journey it is. I have to tell you about why Circus is good and how you and your family could have a big adventure doing Circus. So I've been doing Circus for a long time. I started doing Circus in 1992 and I helped to set up a circus called Circus Eruption that helps disabled kids to learn circus. And now I work with a team called Circus Works, and we help youth circuses all over the UK using Circus. So I don't do like a big top circus. What I do is I teach people. So over these films, we're going to teach you some juggling and teach you some balancing. So I hope you enjoy the journey with us. So Circus is great, but we need to be safe as well. We need to have a check around to make sure we're in a good space. I'll take my jacket off. I'm having a look around. There's nothing to crash into. There's no tables to whack. I've got a good space for doing my circus. Make sure you practice in a safe space so you're not going to break yourself or anything about. So, Circus, the greatest show on earth, and it's brilliant for you. It's really good for your brain. It makes more connections in your brain. If you learn to juggle, your brain gets more connections. Learning to juggle gives you 5% more connections in your brain. What would you do with the extra connections in your brain if you learned to juggle? And it helps your body. It links up both sides of your body. It gets all kinds of bits of you working. So we're going to do some juggling and we're going to do some balancing in these films. So juggling. My house is full of juggling stuff. But you don't need fancy things. You could juggle with rolled up socks. You could juggle with fruit. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get ready. So we're going to do some warm-up things to warm up our brain and warm up our bodies. Are we ready? So let's get our fingers warmed up. Can you make a ball like this? Can you make some waves like this? Let's get our hands and wrists warmed up, ready for juggling. And now, the rest of us, we make a big smile. And we're going to make a smile from this shoulder to this one. And a big smile with our smile. And then we're going to go, what's going on? I don't know. What's going on? I don't know. What's going on? I don't know. Make sure all our shoulders are ready to work. And now we're going to test our brains and link up both sides. So put your hands like this. Are we okay? We're putting our hands like this. And this side's a thumb. And this side's a small finger. Are we good? 1, 2, 3, swap. 1, 2, 3, swap. 1, 2, 3, swap. They're definitely your fingers. See if you can make the two. This is hard. It's the two sides of your brain joined together. It's a good thing to practice warming up. And now we're going to do some counting. So can you see my right hand? It's going to go shoulder, hip, shoulder, hip. 1, 2, 1, 2. We're looking good. We're looking good. We park the right hand. Here comes my left hand. My left hand does something else. It starts over here. It goes 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Are we confident? Both bits together. So my right hand is doing the 1, 2s and my left hand is doing the 1, 2, 3s. How are you getting on? You okay? Right hand, 1, 2, 1, 2, and my left hand, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Getting our bodies warmed up. We're looking good. I have to tell you, I work with early years. So I'm working with 3 and 4-year-olds, and I work with the University of the Third Age. So people born in the 1940s. Having a look. Most people seem between 3 and 75. We're okay, that kind of range of people. We've got our bodies warmed up, and now we're going to start some juggling. So, Circus is really good for you. It's good for your body and good for your brain, but it's quite hard. And when you're starting, you often make mistakes. And if you drop the balls, it's definitely going to be you. You can't really point at the other people on your team. If you're learning to juggle or a circus skill, it's definitely you. And people go, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. So they go, I can't do it. And they get fed up. So here's my tip. My tip is to say, I can't do it yet. I can't do it yet. The yet word is really important. If you go, I can't do it, get in a bad mood, you definitely can't do it. If you go, I can't do it yet. You might be surprised at what happens. I can't do it yet. So that's my tip. Say, I can't do it yet. Keep practicing, keep trying. So off we go, free ball juggling. Okay, so I'm going to show you where we're heading. We're heading for cascade juggling. This pattern of 3 balls crossing over in an X shape in the middle. This is called cascade, and this is where we're going. I have to tell you that both of my hands are throwing and catching. So we're going to do some games that will help our hands to throw and catch. So are we ready? Get your socks or your fruit or your balls, and we're going to start the first juggling game. So here's my first exercise with 1 ball. I've got it in my hand. I'm going to throw it up about as high as my hat. And then when it's up there, I'm going to tap my chest, possibly the microphone. I'm going to throw it up in the air and tap my chest. This is getting this hand good at throwing and catching. That hand's good. My left hand's not so good. So I'm going to try again. Now, are you watching carefully? This is my next challenge. It's like a kind of sequence. It's going to go tap, and then I'm going to clap my hands and put it over that side. Tap, clap my hands, tap, clap, tap, clap, tap, clap, tap, clap. How are you doing? If there's a team, if you're someone in your house or your family, maybe you could do it like a mirror. See if you can do it at the same time. Tap, clap, tap, clap, tap, clap, tap, clap. So that's the first one. The next one is to being able to wave. So I'm going to throw it up in the air and wave and catch it. Throw it up in the air, wave and catch it. This hand up in the air, wave, catch it, wave, catch it. If there's your family and you're both practicing, maybe you could high five, catch it, high five, catch it. So these are all exercising, getting our hands working well, so both of our hands are getting used to throwing and catching the ball. The next one I'm going to do involves letting go. So I'm going to go like this. See the hand that let go? I'm going to touch my head. Are we good? Each time you let go, you touch your head. Nice and steady. We're keeping practicing our throwing and catching. What about if you touched your shoulder? My hand's going to come across to my opposite shoulder. Each time I let the ball go, my hand touches my shoulder. Doing great. What about knees? I'm going to show you this carefully because you have to touch your opposite knee. So when I let go, I'm going to touch my opposite knee. Now you have to balance yourself and touch your knee. You probably know what's coming next. It's going to be toes. This leg's going to stay straight and this foot's going to come behind. So I'm going to throw from here, touch my foot, touch my foot, touch my foot, touch. Takes a bit of practice, this one. You might be dropping the ball. So we've seen it all. So here's our first bit of practice, resilience, keeping trying, because it's a bit sticky. Sometimes people find it hard. Here's my challenge to you. If you put on a piece of music, can you go head, shoulders, knees and toes? Can you go head, head, shoulder, shoulder, knee, knee, toe, toe, head, head, shoulder, shoulder, knee, knee, toe, toe. Wow, you'll be doing well if you practice that. Can you practice for one song and get smooth? Who's the smoothest person in your family for juggling head, shoulders, knees and toes? So that was lots of head, shoulders, knees and toes and ball juggling and practicing. Rather than getting frustrated and keep going, we'll try some different things. So I was going to show you balancing. I brought with me a peacock feather. It's very beautiful. It's good for balancing because it's quite feathery and it's got this eye in the top. So the first thing to tell you about balancing is you start off looking at the top. So I'm going to keep my eyes on the blue eye shape. You can see the feather falls over quite slowly. If I look at my hand, it definitely falls over. So my job is to keep my eye on the top of the feather and keep it balanced. So I'm going to just keep my hand moving steadily. I'm going to keep my hand underneath the feather. Should be okay. Back of my hand probably works as well. Looking at the top. The principle for balancing is to look at the highest point, because that's where it's going to fall over from, and keep whatever you're balancing on underneath the feather. So that's how that works. Now I'm looking at you thinking, I don't know how many of you have peacocks at home. Peacock feathers are great, but maybe not everyone has a peacock. So we need to find some things that are easy to balance. So, supermarket plastic bags. Other supermarkets are available. I got this one from near me. I'm going to squeeze the corners like this. And then I'm going to put my thumb in the middle. Can you see my thumb's right in the middle? And then I'm going to make it stand up. So if I make it stand up like this, I can take my thumb out and there's a little corner there, like a little triangle. And I'm going to put my finger there. And the same as the feather, I'm going to watch the top. And I can balance the plastic bag on my finger. This is quite exciting. In a supermarket, if you do it, they shout, "Unexpected clown" in the bagging area. And sometimes some security come and have a look. But this is balancing a plastic bag on your finger. Hold the corners, thumb in the middle, stand it up, and that'll open like a fan. So it's going to open slowly. I'm going to take my thumb out of the way and balance it on my finger. Watch the handles, off we go. Now you can balance on different bits of your body. I don't like balancing a peacock feather on my face really, because it's been in a peacock's bottom. But this looks okay. So I can do this, and if I can get the plastic bag up in the air, I can balance it on my nose. Another thing you've got at home probably is paper. So I'm going to show you how to make a balancing cone. I'll clear my table and get ready. I'm going to make a balancing cone because I think that's quite a good thing to balance with. I've just got some normal paper. I'm going to roll it up like a cone of chips. Used to get at the seaside. I'm going to get a bit of sellotape and I'm going to tape it on so it keeps my cone together. And now should balance. And what's good about the paper cones, they're quite easy to make, and you can make them quite skinny or you can make them fatter, and they sit one inside the other. So you can make a big tower of cones like that. Balancing cones of paper. Keep watching the top. So, what we've done today, we've taken the first steps in Circus. We're moving towards cascade juggling like this. We've been practicing throwing and catching and getting both of our hands used to doing that. We had a bit of a break doing the balancing with feathers and bags and cones. One thing I'd like you to do is to make a ring. My house is full of rings. These are juggling rings. They're really helpful to teach you to juggle. I made this one from cardboard from a cereal packet. So next time there's a film, it will be about juggling, and it would really help if you had a juggling ring like this. I hope you've enjoyed this first film, and I'll see you for the other ones.